Randy.
Yes, sir.
Who is the bright person at the company that you and I work for that said we had to work on Labor Day?
The bright, yeah.
Whose idea was that?
I'm actually out on PTO, but today and Wednesday, even though I'm out on PTO, you're not getting rid of me that easily. So
we're doing the show. Come hell or high water.
We're doing it. It's the first week in September. Holy cow, school's back, and pretty soon the leaves will start changing, and everybody will be talking pumpkin spice and all that's nice and all that crap.
and then turkey and Christmas shopping.
Woohoo! Hey, Randy Wooden with Goodwill Industries, Northwest North Carolina, director for our professional center. So if you or maybe somebody you know that might be having a little challenge with the job hunt, or you know what, it could just be too, you just kind of want to see what's out there. And I get that from time to time. Everybody reads about, hey, it's a job hunter's market, so why don't I check it out? But in any event, we work by appointment. So find me on LinkedIn, reach out. Goodwill Industries, Northwest North Carolina. We're happy to help. But a couple of times a week, I get together with my good friend Teddy Burriss and talk about stuff. And we got a lot of stuff to talk today, Teddy. So we'll get to it here in just a second. But first, why don't you let folks know who you are?
Yeah. Hey, for those who've never met me, there's my name right there on the screen. I would be Teddy. And the company I work for is Burriss Consulting. We're LinkedIn strategists. We do corporate training programs. We do public speaking. We do one-on-one coaching. Our goal every day, not at the end of the day, Randy, but every day, is to help people use LinkedIn professionally to get real business value from it. We also teach Google Workspace, how to use that as a business tool. That's a whole lot of fun as well, watching that business grow. But yeah, like Randy said, we get together on a regular basis, and our goal is on Mondays to promote our Wednesday show, but we tell a little stories, and Randy's charged with the part of his job is to go out and do some research for us on what's going on or what went on this day. So Randy, share with the research, buddy.
Yeah, we'll do it. Well, first off, it's Labor Day. So the year that Labor Day was recognized as a federal holiday was 1894. So you were just a toddler back then, Teddy, just a toddler. But yeah, it's been around for quite a while. And of course, celebrating the workers here in America. And we've seen a lot of changes over the years in terms of the labor market. And I mean, we're both involved with that as we try to help folks get to where they want to go. But yeah, this date, 1894. All right. We're going to have a little fun here.
I just realized something, dude. We'll talk about it in a minute. Look who our special guest is this week.
Right.
Labor. Employment law. So man, I forgot all about that.
Yep. All right. So a lot of stuff, births, deaths, and events. So we got a little trivia mixed in. So if you're watching us, put your thinking cap on. First of all, Jesse James, the Outlaw, 1847. He was born. By the way, the son of a preacher.
Yeah,
he was the son of a preacher, and apparently that didn't sink in too well for old Jesse. But Bob Newhart, still alive. He was born in 1929. Still doing his thing. And I remember his show as a kid, the Bob Newhart show. He's that dry sense of humor. Always got me.
Did he also do the CSO shows for go to military bases? Was that
he
Bob
may
Newhart?
have. Bob Hope did. I mean, you think of Bob Hope. Yeah. One of my early crushes in life was Raquel Welch. And I'm not the only one. Trust me on that. I mean, she was and still is gorgeous. She was born on this date, 1940.
Did you ever go to any of her dinner parties?
I think the invitation kept getting lost somewhere. I think my dad and mom threw it in the trash. So I missed out on that. All right, here's a trivia for you. This guy was born in 1946. He has a stage name that we are all familiar with, but his real name, and I know I'm going to get this wrong, but it's Farouk Bulsara.
No idea, man. No idea.
Right. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let me clear my voice here. Mama just killed a man.
Oh,
put a gun against his head.
Freddie.
Pulled my trigger. Now Freddie Mercury, born in this state. Yeah. He was a showman's showman. That dude could entertain. Born on this date, 1946. Deaths. Crazy Horse. That was not his real name, by the way. Crazy Horse was not his real name.
Did you do the research to figure out what his real name was?
I looked at it, I started writing it down, and I couldn't even figure it out phonetically or anything. So but again, he was a great Sioux warrior chief. He was the last of the great Sioux warrior chiefs. Mother Teresa died on this date in 1997. And here's a name we remember from our childhood, depending how old we are. Alan Funt. Alan Funt. Remember Alan Funt died in 1999, and the show that he was associated with was...
Oh, come on. It was a secret camera.
Candid Camera.
Candid Camera.
He created the show, and he was also the star, if you want to call it the star in the show. So there's that. And then on this date in history, the First Continental Congress met in 1774. 12 of the 13 colonies, don't ask me which one didn't show up,
or why,
I don't know. But 12 of them showed up, and they decided that Philadelphia was going to be our first capital. So that happened. Also on this date, the first gas pump was delivered to a gas dealership in 1885 in Indiana. How many cars were on the road in 1885? And
it was just the mayor.
Maybe the mayor's car. It needs gas. So there's that. Here's a trivia for you. The year was 1906, and this guy did something very, it was the first time it was done. His name is Bradbury Robinson.
I got it, man. He ate a fresh clam.
That's not even close. Usually you're pretty close, Teddy. This guy threw the first legal forward pass in college football.
The first legal forward pass?
Yep. First legal forward pass in college football, St. Louis University. And one other trivia, 1966, Jerry Lewis. Remember Jerry Lewis with the muscular dystrophy telethon?
Muscular dystrophy, was it MDA?
Yeah, muscular dystrophy
association.
Telethon. And he raised gazillions of dollars over the years. But get an idea, the first year he did it was 1966. You get an idea how much he raised that first year?
1966, we still had party lines on telephones. And that's the only way you could send in money or you had to mail it in. $15,000.
He got $1 million back then, believe it or not. Yeah, first year. The dude, that's why I mentioned it. I didn't think it'd be that much, but he did. So here's a quick story for you. Labor Day used to be, at least where I grew up in Rhode Island. Did I say that right? Rhode Island. It always started after Labor Day. And I can remember as a kid, we'd always go out to my grandparents in Ohio and also in New Jersey. But in Ohio is where I'd get my school clothes. Only child, so I didn't have the hand-me-downs. I didn't have that. We didn't have a Goodwill, where you can get clothing, secondhand kind of thing. And the mall was huge, bigger than anything in Rhode Island. The Dayton Mall. I remember my mom said they had 23 shoe stores, and it was like a mile long. And we walked it up and down and up and down and up. Anyway, but it came back with clothes, and I was so excited because then we'd get to come home and open them up, and good memories as a kid. And of course, we'd stop for ice cream or whatever else along the way, but all fun stuff. Again, that was a long time ago. Dayton Mall.
Randy, that reminded me. So our audience may or may not know that I am number 2 of 15 kids.
It's a bunch.
It is a bunch, and so for me, my older brother got brand new clothes every year because he was the first kid, and maybe there were some from Goodwill and from other family members, I don't know, but they were brand new into our home, and I had to take his clothes. So every year at Christmas at school starting, my mother would go, all right, listen, my brother was Nelson, she goes, all right, let's see what clothes Nelson didn't tear up, and those are going to be yours.
Nice.
And I loved it when Nelson would tear clothes up.
Yeah, you get some new ones. Yeah.
So here's my story, buddy.
Yep.
I met a business owner a couple days ago, and he's telling me about his business. And the way he's telling me about his business, Randy, is he's telling me about his awards, his certifications. He's telling me about all the kudos and how the Chamber of Commerce recognized him, how he's been in this newspaper and that newspaper. Randy, he's gloating. That's the word. He's gloating about all these awards. And through the entire conversation, he never once told me what his business does.
Wow.
Think about that. I think, and I should have recorded the conversation, but I didn't have permission to do it. But that's an example of people who don't understand networking. They don't understand building the brand and, about who am I and how I serve you. So my story is this, is that we need to stop vetting ourselves. We overdo it. And so, I've been doing this for 27 years, Randy. I've got all the certifications and degrees you can have, so I'm clear of enough. We over vet ourselves. So don't be that guy. That's my story, buddy. I'm
with you. Hey, we've got a cool guest coming up too. This guy's it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. He's Jonathan Hyman.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what Jonathan's company is. I can't remember. He's an attorney. Let me go make sure I'm saying this right. And but what Jonathan is bringing to the conversation is he is coming to Jonathan HY. He is coming and going to talk about employment law. Now, he's going to talk a lot, Randy. He and I talked about this a couple of days ago. He's going to talk about labor unions. Now, we're in North Carolina, and most of our audience is from North Carolina. Labor unions aren't very big today yet. So we're going to talk about labor unions. We're going to talk about labor law. I'm going to get him to tell a few stories about some of the dumb things people do in business. So it's going to be, in regards to employment law, it's going to be a fun conversation. So 11:55 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, 9/7 at this Wednesday. And if you haven't registered, go find the link on NC Wiseman and register and show up. I can promise you it's going to be a really engaging conversation. Yeah, and
he's up in Ohio, so back where I used to hang out. But yeah, it there's the back and forth between labor and management, and I mean we're seeing this in baseball too, where now the minor league baseball is looking to unionize and partner with Major League Baseball, and the Major League Baseball Players Union is very powerful, as I'm sure you know. So anyway, a lot of things going on with the workers and how all that engagement happens. So we'll learn more from Jonathan on Wednesday. Hey, I've got a tip, and then I'll throw it to you for a tip and to take us on out of here. The tip is, and we're reading about, what's old is new again. Is that just like the ties as a kid? They used to be thick or thin, and now they're back. Whatever. Well, for those that still wear ties,
those who want to wear a tie.
Yeah. But again, things ebb and flow, come back, and we hear this term quiet quitting, and it's been around for a long time. And I get it; it's kind of making its way back, and you put your own spin on it and whatever. But the tip I have, I think back to early on when I got out of college, and I won't mention the employer name, but it was not here in North Carolina. But I was feeling lost. I was feeling just disrespected. I was feeling I didn't have a future there. Just kind of waffling.
Yeah.
And I talked to my supervisor, and again, I won't mention his name, but I talked to my supervisor, and I just said, I just feel like I don't feel like working. I mean, I just feel drained, and I don't want to do anything. And he said, and he said, look, you got to look at yourself in the mirror every day and give it your best effort. Do the best you can for yourself and your own self-esteem, but also don't think about being great to your current boss. Think, I'm working for my next boss. I'm working for my next boss. Look forward, not back at the dumpster fire that you hope to leave. And maybe that's a little extreme, but the point being, you got to own it. It's yourself. It's your own action. And if you want to be a slacker, and that's another term that we used to use, that's on you, and that's on your character. And ultimately, you're not going to stay at this company forever. You're working for your next gig. So keep the mindset forward.
Yeah. Rich Slentz. I think he's coming back up soon on our show.
Yeah, it'll be actually January. He's got coming up in January.
He wrote the book in 2012 called Your Employees Quit. They Just Haven't Left Yet.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this is all about. All right, Randy, here's my tip.
Yep.
And I'm Mr. Technical. I know how to dance on a keyboard. I'm Mr. LinkedIn. Did you know that you can go to a LinkedIn company page? You can find the tab called People. You click on the People tab, not click on the number of employees. Look for the tab People, and then look down there, and you will see that there is a ad hoc filter where you type in keywords and names, et cetera, titles. Right. And then down below that are six individual filters. And you can filter the employees who work for a specific company and search for them on the company page. And the results will show up down below the filters where it says people you may know. You don't need to go to LinkedIn search. Now, what I haven't discovered is if you're doing search on a company page rather than in LinkedIn search, is it going to impact the commercial use limit? You're only going to be able to see so many. I'm going to test that. But most people don't know you can go to the People tab and do searching in a company for the people you're looking for. So go play with that. You'll see it's a pretty cool thing.
Sounds like a plan. Hey,
all right, man. I will see you Wednesday with Jonathan Hyman, and we will catch up later on, buddy.
All right. Have a good one.
See you, Daddy. Bye.